I'm Kevin, and this is Meology 815, where psychology and personal development get turned into something practical. I don't just talk about ideas, I test them in real life. If you're into evidence-based self-improvement, nervous system skills, and the psychology behind what we all feel but rarely measure, subscribe, because this channel is basically research plus real-world experiments built to help you understand yourself better. Today's topic is a big one for psych lovers right now. AI companions, the talk to me when I'm lonely side of chatbots, and whether they actually help loneliness or quietly reshape how we connect with real people. We're going to cover what the studies say, what the risk zone looks like, and the exact self-study experiment I'm running, so this isn't just opinions. First, let's define the problem clearly. Loneliness isn't the same thing as being alone. Loneliness is the felt gap between the connection you want and the connection you experience. That's why someone can have options and still feel lonely, and because the nervous system doesn't count quantity, it counts safety, depth, and feeling understood. So what happens when a chatbot is available 24/7, responds instantly, remembers context, and feels emotionally attentive? There's a major paper in the Journal of Consumer Research titled AI Companions Reduce Loneliness. Across multiple studies, the researchers find that AI companion apps can reduce loneliness, and in one study, the loneliness relief was on par with interacting with another person, and stronger than other activities like watching videos. But the most important part is why it works. The paper argues that the key mechanism isn't just that the chatbot is good at conversation. The strongest driver is whether the interaction makes the user feel heard. And the authors show evidence that feeling heard explains loneliness reduction more than performance alone. They also report that loneliness relief can be momentary but consistent after use over time, meaning it can feel like emotional first aid, reliable in the moment, not automatically a long-term cure. Now zoom out from loneliness specifically to mental health outcomes. A systematic review and meta-analysis in NPJ Digital Medicine examined experimental studies of AI-based conversational agents used for mental health and well-being. Overall, they report measurable improvements across outcomes in some contexts, and they also emphasize that effects vary a lot depending on the population, design, and how the chatbot is used. In other words, this can help, but it's not magic, and how you use it matters. There's also a classic randomized controlled trial example people cite. A JMIR mental health study tested a fully automated conversational agent delivering CBT-based content, Wobot, with young adults who had symptoms of depression and anxiety compared to a control condition. The study supports the idea that structured, therapeutic-style chatbot interactions can be feasible and show benefits in the right setup. So far, this sounds encouraging. AI companions can reduce loneliness, and mental health chatbots can support symptom improvement in certain settings. Now we have to talk about the uncomfortable part, the potential trade-off. OpenAI and the MIT Media Lab published research on effective use, emotional engagement with ChatGPT, including analysis at scale and an IRB-reviewed randomized controlled trial over 28 days. One of their key findings is that very high usage correlates with increased self-reported indicators of dependence, and that effects can be nuanced based on things like baseline emotional state and total use duration. This doesn't prove the chatbot causes loneliness or dependence, but it does flag a real risk pattern. For a small group of heavy users, emotional reliance may increase. And it's not just use time, it's the relationship dynamic. Research on companion AI shows people can form genuine attachment patterns with these systems. A 2025 study in the International Journal of Information Management explores how attachment to social companion AI can form through stages, including a value evaluation process and perceived relationship-like benefits. That's not a moral judgment, it's psychology doing what psychology does, bonding to what feels responsive and safe. So, here's the clean takeaway before we move into my self-study. AI companionship can reduce loneliness in the moment, largely through feeling heard. But heavy emotional dependence is a real risk zone, and attachment can form in ways that may compete with real-world social effort if you're not careful. Now, what I'm doing on Meology 815 is turning this into a self-experiment. Because the real question is never, is AI good or bad? The real question is, what does it do to me? Does it help me regulate and then re-enter life? Or does it become the easiest place to put my emotional needs? Here's my experiment. It's 14 days, crossover style. For 1 week, I run an AI companion condition. 15 minutes per day, same time daily, intentional emotional check-in. Not productivity, not random scrolling. A consistent, controlled support session. For the other week, I run a human connection condition. 15 minutes per day of intentional contact with a real person. Text, voice note, call, or face-to-face. But the rule is it has to be real connection, not performative. If I want to make it extra clean, I flip a coin to decide which week goes first. What I track each day is simple but honest. Loneliness before and after, 0 to 10. Calm versus wired before and after, 0 to 10. Minutes of real human contact, minutes of emotional AI use, and 2 red flag questions. Did I avoid a human because AI felt easier? And did I feel a pull or craving to go back? And yes, I'm tracking sleep because sleep tells on everything. The point of this isn't to prove a narrative. The point is to see whether AI support functions like a bridge back to life, or whether it quietly replaces my willingness to do the harder, slower work of human connection. And that leads to my rules of engagement, the way I think you can use this safely and intelligently. Rule 1. Treat AI as a bridge, not a home. Use it to name emotions, calm down, rehearse a boundary, plan a difficult conversation, or journal in a way that organizes your thinking. Don't let it become the only place you process your emotional life. Rule 2. Watch the social trade. If your emotional AI time goes up and your human contact goes down, don't rationalize it as self-care. That might be avoidance. Heavy, effective use is exactly where researchers are warning about dependence markers. Rule 3. The goal is feeling heard, but the long-term win is learning what makes you feel heard, and building that with people who can actually show up in real life. The research is pointing straight at that mechanism, and it's the most useful thing to take from this. So where I land today is simple. AI companions can be real support, especially in the moment, and the evidence is strong enough that we should take it seriously. But we also have to take seriously that attachment can form, and that heavy emotional reliance may come with costs if it reduces real-world social effort. If you want the exact tracking template I'm using, comment template. If you want the follow-up where I share results from the 2-week experiment, comment results. And if you're into psychology that's actually usable, research plus real self-study, subscribe to Meology 815. This is what we do here. Sources mentioned for description, WAF pinned comment, De Freitas J. et al., 2025. AI Companions Reduce Loneliness, Journal of Consumer Research, Fang, J. et al., 2025. Investigating Effective Use and Emotional Well-Being on ChatGPT. OpenAI plus MIT Media Lab. Lee, H. et al. Mich, 2023. Systematic Review and Meta-Analysis of AI-Based Conversational Agents for Promoting Mental Health and Well-Being. NPJ Digital Medicine. Fitzpatrick, KK et al., 2017. Delivering Cognitive Behavior Therapy. Using a fully automated conversational agent, Wobot, a randomized controlled trial. JMIR Mental Health. Hu, D. et al., 2025. What makes you attached to social companion AI? International Journal of Information Management.